this is possibly the worst lighting that you could have for a video, but I wanted to sit by the window, and here we are. I'm going to keep this short because this vlog is insanely long, although I cut out things altogether and cut the rest of it really, really short, but there's just so much that has happened over these last 2 months. And a lot of it didn't actually have anything to do with the overarching theme, which is my house's 130th birthday this year. My house was built in 1895. Such an old time-honored building, and I'm very honored to live in it. But the actual celebration, a little meeting with friends, will only be shown in the last minute or so of the video. The rest of it is about holidays and, like I said, celebrations, people, and all the rest. I just wanted to make this the theme of the video because I'm very aware of it. And for example, the new floor that I got this year is something that I have for myself dedicated as my birthday present for my house's special birthday. So without further ado, here's the vlog. During the 2 weeks annual leave that I take every summer, I once again spent 2 days in my personal paradise on the island of Pag. Du bist Kitty. Such a good kitty you are. You're so good. I'm always staying in a lovely place, a few minutes walk from the beach basically, and with a balcony with a direct view of the sea. On my first day, there was a severe thunderstorm warning and you could see it moving in from the sea. And then a wind was freshening up. The next morning, the world looked like it had been in the laundry. I got into my car and drove the few kilometers to what I think is the Garden of Eden on Earth, the olive groves of Loon. Great to be able to do this without dying of the heat, the way I did last time. It's only about 24 degrees today, which is perfect for walking.
And there's no use in going alone. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and together we...
On that day, after the massive thunderstorm of the night before, the sea was more deeply blue than I had ever seen in my entire life. I'm not sure the camera captures it perfectly, but I think you'll get an impression.
Gone are the days where the colors that fade and the rain stay for far too long. Like trees in the garden, we'll hold fast without parting, 'cause we got everything we want. I know your time will come, and going low. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and together we will run.
I'm in the presence of an ancient. This tree, who is alive today, was already alive when Jesus walked the earth. That is mind-boggling. And all the years in between, it's been adding ring after ring after ring and producing oxygen for us for 2,000 years. And counting. Thank you. I'm walking away now. More and more people have arrived. There's around 10 people there now. I can't believe I had a few precious minutes on my own with that tree. Then I went to the lovely little town of Loon, walked by the sea, went for lunch, and even swam in the sea. And will you look at that blue? I was very tired when I got back to my room, and so I decided to spend my last evening on the balcony, where I got treated to the most beautiful sunset. Here's a bit from a medieval festival in Istria that I went to with a friend. I have wonderful footage of there, but all of it contains a lot of faces of a lot of people, including children, and so I can't put it into a vlog, which is a shame. It is traditional, historical Hungarian archery. falconry. So I only have little excerpts that are without other people, and a bit from a friend of mine who has a stall there and does amazing wood crafting and his own axes, and I told him to look fierce. That was not very impressive.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Filming. Yeah, nice. At home I spent as much time outside in the garden as I could. I also finally gave in. After 2 years of fighting the jungle in my garden, I finally did what I should have done in the first year, which was cover everything up for 2 months and kill all the weeds. I mean, obviously there are still weeds now, but it's at a manageable level now. There are some grasses and some clover that comes up and some, dandelion, but it's no longer that I turn my back for 2 weeks and then I come back to a jungle that is knee-high already. It's manageable now. I can stay on top of it. And when I uncovered everything, I also started planting. You'll see more of that probably next year because it's rather late in the year, so it's just a few lavenders and a few smaller plants that I set. But I also got some fresh gardening soil, which is really good for the soil, and that will enrich that completely depleted, sandy, thin layer of soil over the rocks that is currently my garden. Then this winter's wood was delivered and had to be carried into my cellar. And that had to happen fast because there was rain and thunder forecast for the next day. Das hat einen wunderschönen Klang, oder?
Wunderbar. Mama.
Du schaust wunderbar aus, Agi. Schaut ganz, ganz toll aus. Und die Sissi auch, dankeschön. Jetzt noch die Sissi. 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 I took them on a tour to Istria, to the Roman amphitheater of Pula, and to Rovin, where Sissy barked at some very bold waves. In the second half of September, autumn was clearly on its way. And early autumn also means Perunfest, the celebration of Croatian folk myths and fairy tales. They are the loveliest people there, some of whom Cassandra and I have already met last year, so we had some lovely conversations. Happy birthday, house. Love you. I have to say, for 130, you don't look so bad. Yes, you had a couple of experiences, didn't you?
Exactly. So the
That's not a picture. I'm videoing. You can walk around. It's
video,
fine. Yes, exactly. If you made it this far, then thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all the good YouTube stuff. And if you're interested in me and my work, then check out my website, wildspiritscoaching.com. Have a beautiful October, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!